Hi, my name is Jeremy Chang. This is my week 5 Excel training program. Today's date is the 5th of July 2026. My ZID is Z5764929. My workshop is W12A. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to change this to a XLXS file. So right now it's a CSV file, and we're going to change it to XLSS file. So we're going to download this into the ECON1203, and we're going to just replace it because we already have it in there. And as you can see, no need to open or close anything. It's already converted. So we're going to get right to work. So first thing I'm going to do is going to format everything, auto fit the row height, auto fit the row width, and we're also going to change it to a table, just so then we can work with our formulas better. So now we've done that, last thing to do is just freeze the pane so we can move around easier. So today's goal is we're trying to figure out who's eligible for these new vouchers that businesses introduced. And we're also going to figure out the impact of it at the very end. So the first voucher in question is a $15 voucher where you have to be either an environmentally conscious customer or you have to be a senior citizen. So to do that, because it's if or, we're going to use an if or formula. So we're going to use customer type as long as that is, like I said, environmentally conscious, and comma because there's two. Customer type equals senior citizen, and then I'm going to just close that. When you see this red parentheses, you can put in your values of true and values of false. So since this is a $15 voucher, values of true is minus 15, and if it's false, then well, it just stays the same. No voucher applied at all. So as you can see, good example of one of them being eligible for this discount, $15 discount, is row 3, where they are an environmentally conscious customer and they've saved $15. So the next one in question is a $20 voucher. So in order to be eligible for the $20 voucher, you have to be eligible for two different criteria. So the two criteria is your number of purchases has to be above 5. So we'll just get that started. So we're going to use, like I said, we're going to use the if and formula. So number of purchases has to be above 5. And then the total amount spent also has to be above 1,000. Okay. So once you got that, you can just close that off, and then really simple, just get the amount spent. Missing a parentheses. Okay. We'll restart that. So we're going to go if and then and. So we'll put in our criteria now. So it has to be above 5, and then the amount spent has to be above 1,000. So once we've done that, we can just do that. Remember, when you see that red parentheses, you know you're good to go. So we'll just do that minus 20 because that represents a $20 voucher, and if it's false, then of course nothing changes at all. So a good example of one that changes the second row here. So as you can see, they spent more than 1,000, and they definitely spent 5 different occasions purchasing stuff. So they're eligible for a $20 voucher. The next one is a bit tricky. This is a $30 voucher where you have to actually be eligible for both the $15 voucher and the $20 voucher at the same time to be eligible for the $30 voucher. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of combine the if and formulas with the if and or formulas. So we're going to start with an if and formula. So the if and formula works where the number of purchases has to be above 5 and the total spent has to be above 1,000. So we'll just get that done. Okay, above 1,000. And then this is the tricky bit. We're going to have to put or here because we're basically putting a formula in the very middle of this already existing formula. So that's what I meant by combining the $15 and $20. So we're going to put all there, and we're going to put the criteria that we had for the $15 voucher. So if you remember, it was environmentally conscious, or you had to have customer type as senior citizen. So once you got that, it's pretty easy. You just do the parentheses, so you see the red one, comma, and then you put your values of true, values of false. It's $30 voucher, so you just do minus 30, and if it's false, then you just leave it as it is. So as you can see, we've done $30, $15, and $20. So for example, the $30 one is this third row here. So anyways, what we're gonna do is we're gonna figure out the best voucher that all these consumers have individually, because as you can see, a lot of them are eligible for multiple ones. So the discount actually applied is we're going to call this column. So the formula for this is pretty complicated. It's another if formula. So we're going to start from the 30 because we're going to start from the best voucher and keep on going until they find one that is good. So total spend and then 30. So it's basically saying if the $30 voucher is there, then they'll put 30 here, you know? And then we're also going to put another if, but if it's false, then we'll move on to the next one, which was the $20 voucher. And then total amount spent. So if that's true, then we'll put 20 into the box. And if it's false, then we'll move on to checking the $15 voucher out. So $15 voucher, money spent. If it's true, then we'll have to put 15 down. And if it's false, then we'll have to put 0 down. So just close that off real quick into too many functions. If it's false, then I'll put 0. Missing a parentheses. Perfect. So as you can see, these are the discounts applied. So these are the best discounts applied to each one of these customers individually. So just real quick, we're just gonna convert. We're just gonna tidy things up because as you can see, it's unformatted now. Just gonna adjust the width too. So oops. Format auto. Okay, I don't know why it's so squished in, but just gonna quickly individually adjust that. Okay. Easy fix. Okay. Now that that's done, sorry. Now that's done, we're going to move on to the actual total amount that they have, the impact that these vouchers have had. So we're just going to call this your customer type, and we're going to individually put them in. So we had regular, environmentally conscious. Who else do we have? We had senior citizen, and then maybe the total. That's it. And then we'll do this discount total. So essentially, we're just going to sum together all the discounts that each of these categories of customers received. So we're going to use the formula sum if. So sum if, we're going to do the range. So the range is this whole consumer column. Then we're going to do this, and then we're going to scan it for regular. So once you scan it for regular, we just have to make sure that, this is why we did the discount applied. We're going to scan it for the discount applied. Ooh, need to put the commas there. And the range is the discount applied. We'll just close that. As you can see, total of $240 was saved by regular consumers, which makes sense because it was the least, because the $20 voucher was exclusive to the environmentally conscious and the senior citizen. So what we're going to do is just going to copy this formula down. I can just scan that just to make things a little easier. I'm just going to change regular to environmentally conscious. Perfect. So environmentally conscious people actually save 10 times as much as the regular customer. And just like the environmentally conscious people, we're also going to do the same for copy pasting the senior citizen. So Senior citizens saved $1,560. So our total is just sum. Just drag that down, close it. So in total, these discounts saved consumers $4,200. So I'm just gonna check that real quick. So proof, and we're gonna do total applied here. So just gonna do sum of this all the way down to the bottom here. So if we just close that, 4,200, as you can see, they match up. So that's it for today. Thank you.